Hello. So if you see my previous video, I talked about how I've yet to finish Elden Ring, and funny enough, that's still the case.
How have you still not finished this game?
Shut up, fish, I'm working on it. Anyway, as I was saying, I still have a way to go, only making it to the royal capital. Thinking I was near the end, only to find out that the way to the Erdtree is blocked, which I should have probably guessed really, as half the map is still blacked out. Oh well, back to the site of grace, and my ex-maiden appears.
Hello again.
Forgiving me for speaking to other maidens, Melina suggests heading towards the mountaintop of the giants in search of a fire pit or something, and gives me a medallion and a waypoint to my next destination. Now all I have to do is make my way through Lindale and find the path out of here, which is easier said than done. I hate this place and I hope someone burns it to the ground. Anyway, I reach the capital outskirts and see another knight on a horse. I reckon I could take him. Easy. I carry on and try to kill this beetle, which I instantly regret, and I find another lift, though it looks like I can carry on the outskirts, but I don't really want to die up here and have to walk all the way back through the capital, so down I go. Luckily my hunch was right and there's a grace at the bottom. Now that I have a checkpoint, I head all the way back up the lift to see what's further on, and okay then. I'm glad I stopped at the grace, as it looks like two fat dudes are trying to jump me. To even the odds, I summon my noble jellyfish. Now it's a 2-on-2. Myself and my jelly boy take down the first guy. It's just his brother left who kills my jellyfish. This of course enrages me. Clearly so angry, I get sloppy and the fell twig kicks me in the face. Oh my god, you were one hit. Whatever. Second attempt and they die like the pieces of shit they are, which leads me to enter the divine tower. Up the top and it looks like I'm walking into a boss arena, but it appears to have a grace in there, so I guess not. There's some crusty fingers in there where I can restore the power of a great rune. Not that I really know what that is, but sure, why not? Ooh, why are they so sticky? Backtrack a little now to our prior site of grace and I'm in the Forbidden Lands. I'm not sure if there's really much in this area, as I treat it like I do with my problems in real life and just run through avoiding everything. That is until I reach the end of the area where this big old statue thing tries to attack me. I probably could have run past this guy, but after being attacked by so many giants in the Atlas Plateau, I think it's time to send a message. This fight is nothing spectacular, in fact it's pretty easy, although his hitboxes are a bit broken. Enough playing around and I chop him in half and carry on to the grand lift of Rold. Now we're in the mountaintop of the giants, which is a bit concerning as I've already had enough trouble with giant enemies, but that's clearly a worry I shouldn't have had, as normal sized enemies are already a problem for me. Oh, that's really not a good sign. And what do I do with my problems? That's right, I just run away, which is looking like the tried and true method for this game. All's well, and now I'm crossing a weird wall bridge where a giant tries to snipe me. I took this personally, so rushing over the bridge, I chopped the little bitch's ankles off. In fact, I give a visit to a few giants up here. Mountaintop of the pussies, more like. Now my bloodlust for giant ankles has been quenched, I cross a frozen lake full of jellyfish. Seems like a cool little area, though the fog is picking up a bit. Oh, fuck me. I did think things were going too well, but I'm not going to let a little dragon ruin my day, and I kill him without even being hit. Not really, he actually kills my horse and then stun locks me to death. This dragon is a pain in the arse, and I die again, and again, and again. Hold on, I will save you, jelly babies. And again. You get the picture. I die more times than I care to admit, but what I lack in skill, I make up with persistence, and after 500,000 attempts, I eventually break this dragon's ankles too. No ankles safe from us. Now free to venture through, I stumble upon an Evergold thing, so I think why not? Turns out to be a guy with a stick in it who tries attacking me but is no match for my axe. Try to step to me, you filthy cur. I roll up to a camp where everyone is really into fire. I kill everyone apart from this one guy who somehow kills me with 1 HP left. You fat bitch. Screw this, I go back to my old tactics of just running away. I hop over a chain bridge thing and things just get worse. No more fire people, no, just giant trolls and hands attacking me. Oh cool, the birds are giant too, that's awesome. I see a small church ahead and think that looks like a safe place to hide. That is until a dirty Dex bleed build tries attacking me. Get unga bungered, bitch. I can see the giant forge ahead, so I'm close. The only problem I have now is another giant in front of me. I bet I can take him. This big guy isn't as easy as the other giants I fought on my way here, but it turns out he has the same weakness they do. Looks like all my training of breaking ankles is coming in use, as the fire giant seems to have an injured leg. I keep hitting it until he gets to around the 50% health mark, in where his ankle can no longer take a beating. Oh my god, that's gross. I personally think he needs a hospital, but the fire giant just rips his leg off instead. Clearly unhappy that I've crippled him, his stomach starts staring me out, and he starts throwing fire and all kinds of shit everywhere. As you can imagine, it doesn't go very well for me here. So much so that the next handful of attempts, I don't even make it to the second phase. Ugh, I could probably force my way through this with enough attempts, but looking at my level, I could probably benefit with a few more points. Though this time, instead of our old bird trick for runes, I used a small gold effigy, which allows people to summon me from the summoning pools. The benefit of this is when summoned, even if I die, I don't lose any runes, and I suppose it's just nice to help people, eh? I didn't bother recording any of this, but after a lot of being a sun bro, I'm a fair bit tougher, so I guess it's time to put this giant down. You bitch. After some trial and error and changing back to the Morning Star for some bleed, this giant sack of shit dies. Anyway, I parkour my way up to the forge. It doesn't look like there's much here, though it does look like a nice place for a date. So I summon my maiden, who starts talking about committing cardinal sins. Bye, Melina, you dirty birdie. Too excited, I pass out, and my maiden decides to set herself and everything else on fire. That's hot. Please don't leave the video, I swear I can be funny. I don't know how long I was asleep, but it must have been a while as I wake up in the Farah Missoula. My maiden is gone, and I'm alone again. Well, I guess it's time to go find a new one. The weather here is pretty bad, and it's also full of wolfmen, who I just sneak past until I find a site of grace, which is very good, as when I travel further, a dragon decides to pop out of nowhere. Not one to turn down a fight against the dragon, I go for the ankles like always, only to find that this dragon appears to be on steroids, and I end up like my maiden. On second thought, screw this dragon. I just run past it, which is all good, till I run into this tentacle monster thing, who tries to inflict me with death blight. I get pretty lucky, as it almost does, but with my unparalleled skill, I exercise this pest and get rewarded with poo. Okay then. Things don't really get any better from here, as now I have guys attacking me who just won't stay dead, and keep jumping out from around corners at me. I go to walk into a room, but luckily I notice a gold summoning sign on the floor, and considering how much this place has sucked me so far, I'm going to use it. Which turns out to be a good idea, as I'm against Godskin nobles. I of course summon my jellyfish, now making it a 3 versus 2. I get a taste of what it's like to be a boss in this game, as the guys just love to roll. Can you stop rolling, for God's sake? With my overpowered NPC and my jellyfish to do, I have nothing on the power of friendship. This fight is really easy, and I've beaten... Oh shit. I should have guessed it wasn't over, maybe with the fact that there's a health bar still on the screen that isn't empty. Either way, it does not do much good for them, and they take an axe to the face. From here, I spend the next half an hour mooching around trying to find my way. Where the hell am I? After another 30 minutes of avoiding dragons and repeatedly getting bodied by knights, I finally find the way I'm supposed to go. Which you would think is great, apart from now the only thing in my way is a giant dragon casting lightning everywhere. Oh look, there's birds here too. Oh my god. Surprisingly, I somehow managed to dodge and weave my way through this amazing area to reach the next site of grace. Surely things can only get better from here, and wait, I'm playing a FromSoft game, so of course there's a giant tree sentinel sitting outside the next boss gate. I've killed you once before and I'll do it again, bitch. I hate this place. Screw the knight, I have enough problems as it is, so I run past him, and waiting for me is the beast clergyman. And it just goes so well. He's a lot quicker than I expected, but I can probably tank his hits with a shield. Anyway, the shield does seem to help, but of course, like most bosses, things aren't as they seem. And of course, he has a second phase. Again, around 50% health, and the beast clergyman transforms into Malekith, who is an even bigger bitch. Now quicker and flopping around all over the place, he also afflicts me with a status effect, which on its own kills me. Ah, it's just awesome. It's just, yep. More attempts, and not even making it to the second phase, I think, fuck this. And I summon a homie called Commodus? Commodius? Either way, me and my new best friend make our way to the clergyman again. Now it's a 2 versus 1, and things are going a lot better. And I'm not going to lie here, but the person I summoned did a lot of the heavy lifting. They were doing more damage than me, and they seem to be a lot better at avoiding Malekith's attacks. But again, with the power of friendship, this boss dies. If you're out there, Commodus, I love you, and I will share my golden poo with you. Anyway, with this guy out of the way, I touch a sword, and a cutscene plays talking about death and some other shit.
You'll be Elden Lord yet.
You're goddamn right I will. We arise from what I'm guessing was just a horrible nightmare back in the capital, and it has been completely burnt to ashes. Who could have done something as monstrous as this to this beautiful city? I hate this place, and I hope someone burns it to the ground. Seeing the city in the state it is, I run to check on the most important thing here. Whew, oh, thank God you're safe. Rest assured that Bok is safe, I head back towards the foot of the Erd Tree, and some dude named Gideon is there to greet me. I thought he was here giving me a pep talk until a health bar appears. Guess it's go time. This idiot couldn't take me in a real fight, so just opts to spam spells at me. Oh, you filthy intellect user. But he's not like the normal sorcerer scum, as this guy uses face spells too, and also must have the largest reserves of FP, as he is just constantly non-stop spamming spells. I mean, what the fuck is this? The guy is casting his next spell before he even finishes his first, and on top of this he has a stupid face spell that blows me up if I damage him too much. What? Out of all the bosses I've fought so far, this guy is the worst, and not so much because he's difficult, but because he's just a spammy piece of shit. When I looked up Gideon, supposedly he wasn't even using all his spells against me and has a bunch more. It has something to do with the bosses you've killed, but as I've only been killing the bosses I've had to, he didn't have all of the spells, but even so, he's still a dick. I didn't enjoy this fight against Gideon in the slightest. Could be that he killed me over and over, but I just think this fight is kind of shit. Either way, I eventually walk in and kill him with absolutely no difficulty. I don't get why that round was so easy and the others were just pure pain, but who cares, this bitch is dead. Back outside the base of the Erd Tree, and of course there is another boss fight waiting for me. Upset that I killed his lover, Godfrey chooses to throw down. Godfrey isn't too bad to read, and I think I'm doing well against him until he starts doing a large AoE slam on the ground. This takes me way too long to realise that I can just jump over it, but when I do, things start going a little better. Godfrey does have another really annoying attack where he slams the ground and creates like a line across the arena, and then it eventually blows up, covering a stupidly wide area. Lots and lots of deaths now, and I haven't even come to the horrible realisation that this fight has two phases. Oh, of course you do, of course. This is when Godfrey has an identity crisis and turns into whatever, who I'm guessing is a professional wrestler, as he likes to now powerbomb me into oblivion. So yeah, this is awesome, as I now have to learn technically two bosses' movesets. And if this isn't bad enough, the game decides, fuck you. As I said a minute ago, Godfrey has a move where he slams and creates a line on the ground that explodes. Turns out even if you interrupt it and move on to the second phase, it's still there waiting for you. Oh yeah, and this happens twice. I eventually get really good at Godfrey's part of the fight, and even manage to get to his second phase with my noble jellyfish at full health. This is a major crutch for me, as the second dude, whatever he's called, likes to keep grabbing me and slamming me into the ground. But he can't grab my jellyfish, and only does a small amount of damage to it when he tries, so I just wait for him to try and grab my summon and attack when there's an opening. My jellyfish is so helpful in this fight, I'm pretty sure he even gets the last hit. I would follow you to hell, brother. So here we are, and now I can enter the tree, and straight away I'm blinded, and only one more boss stands in my way, kinda. But now anyway, we are at the Elden Rings, and this is when this blonde chick turns into a ginger guy, as apparently they're the same person or something. This guy is Radagon of the Golden Order, and he's a dick. I really struggled against this guy, and I don't really know why. He isn't anything more challenging than what we fought before, but he just keeps killing me. The best part about this is that every time he kills me, I have to walk back through the door and I get blinded again. Maybe he keeps killing me because I couldn't see. Or maybe it's because Radagon likes to teleport around everywhere like the sack of shit he is. Who knows? All I do know is that one axe isn't working, but maybe two will. I go off for like an hour to get the Executioner's Great Axe and add a Fire Ash of War to it, as apparently Radagon is weak to fire. And yeah, it works like a treat. Now Radagon is down, it's time for the real final boss, which is a giant blobby fish thing. But this is it, so I summon my noble jellyfish now, and it dies straight away. The boss doesn't seem too bad. I managed to get a bunch of jumping attacks off on him, and his attacks aren't too bad to dodge either. That is until he grabs me and starts shitting out 500,000 lasers. A bunch more lasers and I die. You fucking bitch. Okay then, guess it's back through the flashbang door to fight Radagon again, who goes back to being an absolute arsehole. I eventually get back to the Elden Beast. Luckily this time I have all my flasks, and I'm dodging and weaving like a champ this time. I'm like Neo in the Matrix, jumping over all his rings and running from his lasers. Kind of. Either way, I have enough healing items to stay alive, and finally he takes two massive axes to the chest and dies. Suck my ass. Now with all those chumps dead, it's time to mend the Elden Ring.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord.
Give me my trophy, bitch. And with that, I've ticked off another FromSoft game. That's 2 down and another to go. So yeah, Elden Ring wasn't as difficult as I thought it was. Probably sounds like I'm contradicting myself when I think about the amount of times I've died, but I don't think it ever really felt unfair. Apart from you, Gideon, you can go burn in hell. I think the game does a great job of giving you things to help if you're struggling. Like I said in the previous video, things like summonings are in the game for a reason, and I think it's kind of a stupid argument and a detrimental thing to shit on people for using them. Not that everyone does, but you'll always get some of them saying it and just ignore them. Like, if you want to solo every boss, then good for you. And also while I'm here, I know I've said things shitting on certain builds, but again, if that's what you want to use, then go for it, as it's your experience, unless you're a filthy int build. So yeah, I know there's a ton more to do in Elden Ring, but I just wanted to finish the main game for now. I'll definitely be coming back to do some of the other stuff and the other like 500,000 bosses, and then hopefully eventually get into DLC, but I just want to tick off a few more of the other games first. Lastly, before I go, if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate it, and obviously I hope you've enjoyed it. And hey, if you want to leave a like or maybe even subscribe, then please do, as it lets me know I'm doing something right. I know it takes me ages to release videos, but I want to make something that I think people will enjoy, and that takes time. Who knows, one day I might actually become consistent, but yeah, someday. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna go.